Hello again, everybody. It's the Reverend J. Goldstein, and welcome to another episode of Doodling with Reverend J. In today's episode, we're going to be drawing a palm tree, because it's kind of cold out, even though it's spring. So I wanted to draw something tropical, and I believe a palm tree qualifies. So let's draw one. Now, I like to draw a palm tree by starting at the top and then working my way down. So let's start at the top and work our way down. First, what we need are some palm fronds. Those are the leaves at the top of the palm tree, or so I believe. And you can just start doing those by making one curved line like that to kind of set the atmosphere there. And then do another one on the other side. Maybe one or two more coming down here in the middle. Well, that's nice. That's basically all you need to start. Now, these are the center veins of the leaves, and we're just going to build the leaves around them. So first, let's build this leaf, since it seems to be up front more than the others. Simply start here where the points converge, come out a little bit and back in, and do the same thing on the other side. Come over here and repeat the process. Don't go all the way to the converging point though. Start a little bit up here, and that'll give it the illusion that it's underneath the other leaf. There you go. Now these leaves are obviously in the back, so they're not going to be seen completely. So just bring them in to where they meet the leaves we've already drawn. Now a couple of little vein lines for the leaves as detail. And you can see we've already got the start of our palm tree, or the top of our palm tree, the starting top of our palm tree. Next, let's put a couple of coconuts in there. And coconuts are pretty similar illustration-wise, or at my level of talent, to grapes, which we already have drawn. So just little circles that are heavier at the bottom. Just kind of fill in this space here, right where the leaves meet. They kind of hang down like that. And they're brown too, since we have a brown marker, we'll color them in. Leave a little bit of light at the top so that we can tell where each coconut ends and begins. Almost like a reverse shadow. There we go. That looks dandy. Next, all we need is the trunk of the tree. Start over here and just bring a nice straightish curved line down like that. And don't worry, palm trees are very bendy, they're very flexible, so you can be kind of flexible with the way you draw them. Bring down another line. And there you are. Whoops. And there you are. Next, we'll just put some bark on the tree, like that. And you can see that the bark on a palm tree are just basically rings like that. So they're pretty easy to do. Give that some shadowing here, so you have some depth, some idea that this is a round object. Just little curved lines, little dashes on the side here is all you really need for this. And put some on the leaves, because it's consistent to be consistent. A little bit of shadowing. And that's pretty much it. It's a palm tree. And all it needs is a place to be. In most trees I draw, I make a little grass pattern at the bottom, But this is a palm tree, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it be on a tiny desert island. Just kind of make some lines that go out like that. And some curved line that goes down like that. And add the ocean. Yes, the ocean. Which, if you've seen in real life, is pointy, like that. And then some lines to indicate the waves in the water. Some lines to indicate the sand on the desert island. That's a tiny desert island. Barely even big enough for one tree. And add some sand at the base of your tree. I think we're done. That's a dandy looking palm tree, and I'm feeling warmer already. So if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, please hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to our channel, my channel, our channel, yours and mine, and hopefully we'll draw some more things together, huh? Until next time, it's the Reverend J. Goldstein. Ta-da!
Hi, and welcome back to the Create It Studios. We have more on the transfer process today, a wonderful thing that we can do, which is to transfer any ink drawing that we make into our journals, all ready for painting and drawing and anything else that we want to do. Sometimes you draw something and it turns out great, but it's not on what you want it to be on. In this case, it was a tulip that I was developing from another sketch, and I was using sheer heaven to sketch on because I can see through it, and that's how I was developing the drawing. But now I wish that it was in my journal. I would like to paint it and make a pretty picture out of it. And so in order to do that, what I'm going to do is take a Pitt pen. This would also work with a Sharpie, but the Sharpie will go through the pages of the Moleskine journal. But if you're working on watercolor or printmaking paper, you can certainly use a Sharpie. And I'm going to take this little drawing and I'm going to trace it with the pen. I'm working on the right side of the sheer heaven. Sheer heaven has a side that feels kind of like suede. And that's the side that we print on and draw on and do most things on. There are tricks that we do with the back side, but this isn't one of them. Okay, you also will notice that an ink pen just flows easily on sheer heaven. The tooth kind of holds it in place and even keeps it from blopping if you have to pick up the pen to continue your line. It gives you a real true feeling of control. There's no bleed and no problem. One of the things I tell my drawing students, turn your paper to give you the best angle, the best, most comfortable angle when you are drawing a line. For most people, that is away from your body. For me, that's true. Some people swear that they feel more comfortable drawing a line coming toward themselves. To each his own. But as long as you know which direction is your direction and you stick to it, I'm going to put a little ground underneath here. Okay, so what I now have is an ink drawing of my tulip that is on a piece of sheer heaven. And the beauty of this is that I can now transfer this into my journal so that it'll be all ready for me to paint or color with colored pencils or whatever. So I'm going to trim. I want a nice rectangle around this drawing when it's in there. And I'm trimming to reduce the amount of halo area that comes from the surface of the sheer heaven being involved in the transfer. The good part of that is it holds the ink together to get where you want it to go. And the downside is that you do have a little halo, but I haven't talked to anybody that's too bothered by it yet. I'm certainly not. Okay, so I have this all trimmed, and the next thing I'm going to do, just as we do with photographs, I'm going to spritz with rubbing alcohol. So 70% rubbing alcohol, if you haven't seen the other videos. Okay, and I don't have my thumb in the ink, even though it looks like I do. And I have a glassy surface. And that's what we go for, to have enough coverage. All right, I'm going to turn my tulip over to the center of my page. Okay, and rub it a little bit with my fingers. And this is even different than a photograph. This just comes off so easily. It transfers so beautifully, as you'll see right there. Okay, ready? There we go. No more ink drawing on there, because now the ink drawing is there on your journal page. It'll dry in about 5 minutes, and it'll be ready to paint or color with markers or whatever your choice. Now it's the center illustration on your page.